Hello YouTube, B3 here back, another kicking action figure review. Today we have a figure I've wanted for a long time, and I got him about a year ago or so. And I just never got around to reviewing him. He stayed at my parents' place for a while, and I just finally kind of picked him up. But if anyone knows anything about me, they know that I love Green Lantern. Hal Jordan's my favorite superhero, and I have been in love with the Red Lanterns since Jeff Johns created them. So here's a great figure. Nite-Lik and Skallox. Yeah, it's called two figures because it has interchangeable parts to make it different characters. I would have preferred a two-pack or just two different single-released figures because I'll talk about it in a sec. But Nite-Lik, 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 has only been seen kind of like in the background, and I think when this figure was made, the figure of it existed before it did in the comics. I want to say that's true, don't quote me on it, but he's got like these tendrils coming out of his head, and they kind of wrap around him, and he has bones on him, which is kind of cool. He's got this Klingon skull. Doesn't that look like a Klingon skull? Totally does. But he's got these big ass hands with teeth on them, and they have these whips coming out of them. And he's got a really cool looking head, and then just kind of a regular buck, sort of, except the head attaches to this cool Red Lantern thing. So it's actually a much more unique figure if you have these parts on, but I think I'm going to display him as Skallox just because it won't take up as much room. And Skallox is a very famous Green Lantern. He's one of the main Red Lanterns. I didn't mean to say Green Lantern a second ago. But the reason I wish they would have just made regular figures is because since it has interchangeable parts, this is like really flimsy. Like, his hands don't want to stay in place at all. They're real wobbly. And I feel like if they would have made them their own figures, they wouldn't have been real wobbly. And if you want both displayed at the same time, you pretty much have to buy two of the same damn figure. So it's like, hey, come on, man. But see, you can just pop these off. It doesn't really matter. And then you kind of just have a normal buck with the lantern belt on it, painted up as a Red Lantern. And since it's made to be interchanged, this is great for customs. If you want to make custom Red Lanterns, this is definitely the figure to buy to do that. But you get the Skallox head, which is actually sculpted very well, to be completely honest. Let me pop that on. And then, let me just dig out his hands. Let me pop them in. And then he's got, you know, Skallox hands. One has a Red Lantern ring. And I want to prove to you that it's not just those other hands that were wobbly. These hands are wobbly in the joints too. They kind of hold their place a bit better because they aren't weighted, but they're still wobbly. So I really wish they would have just given us two separate figures, or a two-pack. I would have just got the two-pack, honestly, because I love Red Lanterns. Will I ever buy a second one? Probably not, because I have this stigma about buying the same figure twice. Even though they wouldn't be displayed as the same figure, I would have two sets of the same accessories. It's just a personal thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, everyone. But it does come with collect and connect part, this big-ass steel leg. Breast T, Yell, Green Lantern. Very cool Green Lantern. That's a robot with willpower. Really cool Green Lantern. Everyone likes Stell. Will I build him? I'd say probably not, right? I don't get a lot of Mattel DC stuff anymore. These Mattel DC reviews are kind of rare these days. Actually, DC reviews in general are kind of rare for me these days. I've been reviewing mostly Toku and Kaiju stuff. Kind of getting back to my roots, you know. Plus, monster movies are coming back! But articulation, exactly what you would expect. Like, I mean exactly what you would expect, because it's an old Mattel buck. The Mattel has actually gotten a lot better. to be honest. If you saw what they showed off at Comic-Con and everything, you'd be like, damn, Mattel, that looks good. You don't even look like you. But you got up and down on the head, side to side on the head, up and down, forward, back on the arm, bicep swivel, single elbow bend, rotation on the wrist, ab crunch, waist swivel, in and out on the legs. There are the crotch pits, forward and back, thigh swivel, knee bend, up and down on the foot, no ankle pivot. Wah, wah. Sorry, Skallox, that doesn't fly anymore. Your articulation is super dated, and it wasn't that good when it was quote-unquote in style, when it was being used, I guess. So, I guess it's time for size comparisons. I'm just gonna... Hold on, let me adjust his legs a little bit. I guess I'll just put him back here. There you go, bud. So first up, we're going to compare him with another kind of Mattel figure. Here's a DC All-Stars Superboy Prime, one of my more popular figures in my collection. I don't mean more popular based on you guys, I mean like one of my favorites. I don't know why I phrased it that way. Weird. I'm weird. To show him off with a movie figure, here's the DC Comics Multiverse Walmart exclusive Armored Cyborg. Not bad. Not bad scale-wise. Let me also show him with a couple other figures. I actually bought these next two figures I'm going to show. I actually bought them at the same time I bought him, same place. It was a comic shop that I went to on the way to the beach. He's with another Lantern-based figure, Black Lantern Abin Sur, from the wave before his, I think. This is from the Arkilo wave. They look cool together. And then to show them with DC Collectibles, I don't really think... They don't really make DC Collectibles much like this anymore, but the Forever Evil Owlman, they actually aren't bad either. I mean, Owlman's a little big, but still. So that's it for the review of Skallox and Nite-Lik. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on these figures, or I guess this figure? I don't like this gimmick. They did it with a Sinestro Corps figure and a Green Lantern as well. Just give us both the figures. This makes us choose or makes us buy the same thing twice, and then we have extra accessories. Just give us the damn regular figures, then the hands won't be wobbly. Just give us the regular figures. I mean, they don't do this anymore, and it was a very limited thing that they only really did for the Green Lantern Classics line. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all later.